I've gone on the record as saying nachos are one of my favorite things to eat. You know what else are? Potatoes. You see where this is going. Irish nachos bring all the glory of the nachos we know and love, namely delicious melty cheese along with your favorite toppings, and replaces the tortilla chips with, well, potatoes. Irish nachos are a different but delicious take on traditional nachos, and they are super easy to make. Today I'm going to show you how. Hello and welcome to I Want to Cook. My name is Chef Matt and this channel is all about helping you be a better cook, and today we are making Irish nachos. Now you might be thinking, well, what are Irish nachos? Are they some sort of fusion dish, taking the nachos from Mexico with, well, the potatoes from Ireland? On their face it might look like that, but in reality that's probably not their origin. Their introduction has actually been traced to a restaurateur in Arlington, Texas, who had, well, a new deep fryer and apparently a sense of curiosity, and thus Irish nachos were born and are still served today in lots of different pubs and bars. But today we are going to make them in your own house, and well, they are delicious and super easy to make. Now, one difference between my Irish nachos recipe and what you might find in like a bar or a restaurant is that we aren't going to deep fry the potato rounds. We're actually going to roast them in an oven. So while I wouldn't call this the epitome of health food, I don't think they're as bad as what you might find in one of those Irish pubs or a bar. And well, if you go easy on the cheese and toppings, I'm not sure they're that much worse than a loaded baked potato. And in my opinion, and I think soon in yours, you're going to find them much more tasty. So Irish nachos are, of course, all about the potato, and the potato that we're going to be using is just the good old russet potato. These are super easy to find in any store. They are really cheap. You can buy them individually or in like a 5 or 10 pound bag. You don't have to spend extra to get the big ones like those big baking potatoes. You can just get a bag of these guys because we're going to be cutting them up. So this is the potato we're going to be using. I prefer these starchy potatoes over like the waxy red potatoes, but if that's all you got in your house, they'll probably work. I just find these better for the application. As for equipment, well, you probably have exactly what you need in your house to make Irish nachos. All it takes is an oven. Of course, you can use a standard oven. You can even use a toaster oven if you're only making like 1 or 2 servings. You're also going to need some sort of oven-proof tray. So you can use like a standard cookie sheet, just like this, something you might roast vegetables in. This is a perfect application for Irish nachos. But today we're using something special. We're using, I don't think I've shown you this piece. This is one of my vintage Corningware pieces, and this is from the all black line. I think these are kind of rare. I of course bought this at a thrift store years ago, and I really enjoy making Irish nachos in it because it works well and it also presents nicely. I think technically this is like for quiche or tarts or something like that, but again, it works just as well for Irish nachos. So grab those potatoes, grab a knife and a tray. Here's how to make Irish nachos. The first thing you're going to want to do is preheat your oven to 450 degrees. We are going to roast these guys pretty hot. So while your oven is preheating, we will prep the ingredients. Now grab your potatoes and scrub them really, really well. We are going to leave the skins on these potatoes. You don't even have to peel them. Next, fill a big bowl with cold water. I'll show you why here in just a moment. You don't have to do this, but I like to let the tray that I'm going to be roasting the potatoes in preheat with the oven so it gets nice and hot. This is going to help those potatoes crisp up and brown even faster. Now we are going to cut the potatoes into about 1/4 inch rounds. You don't want these too thick and you don't want them too thin. This is about the size you're looking for, but don't stress out about it. It's going to be great. And once you get these potato slices, put them in the cold water. That's going to help them not oxidize and remove some of those starches. So we're just going to cut these up. We're going to use about 2 or 3 potatoes for this application. This is going to serve about 1 or 2 of us. When the oven is preheated, drain the potatoes really well and then dry the pieces on some paper towels. Now put the dried potato pieces in a big bowl and we are going to oil and season them. I'm using some grapeseed oil for this. You can use something like this or any other high heat oil. I wouldn't use something like olive oil because it's going to be a little too strong of taste and it has a lower smoke point. Now toss the pieces well in the oil. Now we are going to season. You can use some salt, pepper, and your choice of seasoning blend. Now again, toss these pieces really well. Once the oven is preheated, grab the dish if you are preheating it with the oven. Then put it on your work surface. And remember, ovens are hot, use mitts. Now it's time to assemble. Once again, I'm going to put a little bit of oil right here on the roasting plate. This is going to help those potatoes not stick. So oil that, and now we are just going to lay our potatoes just like this, covering the plate. Now we pop these into the oven and let them cook for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, we are going to extract the potatoes. Remember to use an oven mitt. See how nice these look already? Now just carefully flip these pieces. Don't worry if they stick. It's not going to hurt anything. They are still going to be super, super tasty. But see, oiling that pan, that helps them not stick. Now we roast for another 20 minutes or until the potatoes are lovely golden brown. And here we go. This is what they should look like after cooking. Look at these beautiful roasted rounds of glory. Now, of course, these would be delicious on their own, but cheese makes everything better, and well, they wouldn't be nachos without cheese. So put on as much or as little cheese as your heart's content. I'm just using some grated cheddar cheese right here, and then pop them back into the oven just until the cheese melts. This should only take a minute or 2. And here we go. I promise this is worth the wait. Get a load of that. These lovely potato rounds with hot, cheesy, bubbly goodness all on top. And we're gonna make it even better. And we have got our sizzling plate of Irish nachos here, but like I say, we're not done yet because, well, nachos always have toppings and you can let your heart go wild. Top this with whatever you want. But traditionally, we want to put a nice scoop of some sour cream right here in the middle. Again, you can use as much or as little as you want. You could also do some guacamole. We also have some lovely green onions that I chopped up. Just kind of put those right on top here. You could also use cilantro, parsley, jalapenos, whatever you'd like. And then finally, we've got some bacon bits. We are just going to put right on top here. I wish you could smell this because it smells so amazing. Now remember, this plate is hot, but here is our beautiful plate of Irish nachos. Don't you just want to dig into this? I cannot wait to do so. If you've never had this before, you've never made it at home, you can see how easy it is. It's inexpensive, it's so delicious, and it is so much fun. I hope you try this recipe. Let me know what you think. Okay, trivia time. Last week I asked you to identify this strange looking device, and several of you correctly got it. You know what this is. This is for canning. This is to pick up those canning jars after they are boiled in water. Now, to be honest with you, I haven't really canned. I've done quick pickling, but canning, well, I just haven't really tried that yet, but I am interested, so maybe we will make a future video on canning. I know it's kind of a thing. If you are a canner, let me know in the comments below. For this week's culinary trivia, let's see if I can stump you with this thing. What could this thing be? It's some sort of culinary tool. If you know what this is, what it's used for, or you have a guess, put that in the comments below. I will, of course, let you know the correct answer in the next episode. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Until next time, I hope you want to cook.